Hey, hello, and welcome to my channel. I'm here. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm not sure if you can hear the rain that is falling down outside. It's really coming down quite hard. So I'll see if you can hear that. Maybe not, but it's take my word for it. So I wanted to jump on and off the topic of leaving the occult and my topics recently on grief and losing my dog. I want to do a very simple and straightforward chat, and just because something is simple doesn't mean that it's not effective and true. And something that I want to share with you, wherever you are, if you're out there listening, and you're probably wanting closure with a narcissist, okay? If you're out there and you feel cheated and you feel that it feels so unfair, that this person has done what they've done to you and they just skip on to the next person, and it's like, you don't matter. If you've been ghosted by someone, you were dating someone, you were courting someone, they told you they were falling for you, and you weren't reading or misreading their signs, they were leading you on. And then they just ghost you. They're bored with you. They found someone else. I want you to understand something, because I tell myself this all the time. You will never be enough for a narcissist. You will never be enough for someone with a dark soul, with a dark heart. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how hot you are. It doesn't matter. The narcissist will always have side supply going on. So if you were in a relationship with a narcissist and it ended, and all of a sudden you find out after a couple of weeks or days even that they have a new partner, that they're dating someone else, that they're seeing someone else, there was an overlap. There was an overlap. So while they were dating you, while they were seeing you, they were already texting, they were already messaging other people and lining up someone else. It is just how they work. You were never the only one, and you will never be the only one. Narcissists cannot sustain monogamous relationships without some level of deception and cheating, whether that's texting other people, messaging other people privately and hiding their browser history, secret phone accounts, secret SIM cards, secret lives going on. It's just how they are, all right? There was an overlap. They may say there wasn't, but there was. There will always be an overlap, because the narcissist is always looking for the next best thing. They don't see you as a human being that should be treated with some level of respect. They don't care. They don't have empathy. They see you as an object, a means to an end. You perform a little service for them, and once they've got what they've wanted, they just abandon you at their earliest convenience, because they are not interested in putting in real effort. And I want you to also know that narcissists don't have deep relationships. So even if they have moved on and the pictures on their Instagram or their social media or Facebook, whatever, look like they're so happy with this new person, with this new woman, or with this new man, I want you to understand it is all a front. It is just the narcissist projecting that their life is more fabulous than it really is, And it's not. Okay? It isn't. It is superficial. Narcissists don't want or can't go deep because they will not share who they really are on a deep level. They can't. They don't have the depth for that level of connection. They don't want that level of connection because the other person that they're now fucking, the other person that they are now dating, is just another version of the stage of where you were with them when they met you. They'll be the next bit of supply for the next bit of time, and then that other person will be abandoned, and they'll go on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and it go and it just goes on. Their whole life is just a series of these stop, start things. And then they burn up all their bridges and move on to the next town, the next place, the next job, the next thing, because they will not go into any level of depth. It's probably very sexual. It's all status-based. Their yachts, their boats, how they are projected. And it doesn't matter what their station is in life. That's not the point. The point is they must be elevated higher than others. That's all they care about, is preserving their false self. The mask that the narcissist creates, their overinflated sense of ego, that is a false persona that they project out into the world. And underneath it, they are deeply insecure. They are deeply scared of exposure, and they're deeply scared of anyone challenging that or exposing that. Because once you catch on to them, and once the narcissist knows that you see them, you will never hear from them again. They will run. Now, the only way, people have asked me this before, and I'm going to clarify, to hurt a narcissist, you cannot hurt something around them to hurt them, because they don't care. You can't hurt anything around them because they are not connected to their own families. They're not connected to their own kids. The only two ways to hurt a narcissist, and I'm going to tell you this, the only two ways to hurt a narcissist is to, one, expose them publicly. Once they are exposed publicly and other people can see who they really are underneath the false mask that they project, the narcissist will go into a fucking meltdown. And if they can't deflect it or cover it or create some way to divert it or disown it or turn the tide back on you, to say you're crazy, you're narcissistic, they will go into narcissistic mortification when they're exposed. And you have to have proof to do that. The second one, or proof of their behavior, and then expose it. The second one is you ghost them, you ignore them, you cut off their supply point completely. This will send them into a rage because they can't control you anymore. They don't know what's going on. They can't use any information that you've given them anymore against you because you've gone dark, you've gone quiet. So when they can't hear from you, they don't know what's going on. It's like putting them in a room, turning off the light, and shutting the door. You're saying to them that you're not important to me. And the narcissist wants to be the one to do that to you. The narcissist rejects you first. So for you to reject them, once you catch on to them, they never ever recover from that. And they'll never narcissists, by the way, don't like leaving relationships closed anyway. They always like to come back a few years or months later to kind of see what you're up to, how have you been, You might pop up on Facebook. Hey, how you doing? Hey, haven't seen you in a while. We should catch up. And then it all just starts up again. They never really close the doors. They like them to be open so they can have their supply points to as many people at one time as possible. They've always got plan B, C, D, E. They're all lined up in the wings waiting. They're fucking other people while they're fucking you. You're not the only one. These people must be on apps. They must be getting attention. They have to have attention. Narcissists are addicted to adulation and attention. And I have mentioned this before when it comes to gay men. Most gay men are narcissistic on some level, and not in a good way. Most gay men, in my opinion, are on some level of the Machiavellian scale, because when you look at the depth of their relationships, they're very, very shallow. If you were a fly on a wall and you were looking at their inside their home when they relate and sit down in their lounge room and communicate with each other, you won't see deep D&Ms. You won't be seeing many books on the shelf either. Just throwing it out there as well. Okay, I'm just putting it out there. Okay, and that's why these relationships, or most gay relationships, just veering off this topic, they don't last, because they can't last, because you can't have success in any level of system when you're going against your own fucking rules of what it even means to be in a relationship to begin with. So in other words, it isn't based on something that is deep. It is not based on something where you're really showing who you really are to the other person, so the other person can take you in and see you, wounds and all, warts and all. That doesn't occur generally just in gay relationships in general, but with a narcissist, it's never going to happen. Okay, it's just not. All right, so please don't think they can talk the talk, but they can only project a false illusion by love bombing you in the love bombing phase to get you on the hook, to make you addicted to them, so that they can go into the discard phase, which is, abandoning you and just ignoring you and ghosting you. This drives you crazy and wants you to want them to want you more. And then, of course, that's the control mechanism. Okay? So you will not get closure from a narcissist. Can a narcissist say sorry? Of course they can. Does the narcissist mean it? No, of course not. It's just another tactic to gain trust, to manipulate you, to let you, or to get you to let them back in. Okay? And this is the truth. So if you've taken anything out of this short podcast, please understand how someone treats you, how someone behaves. That shows you how much value they place in you. Their actions, their behavior is the key. So how someone treats you shows you how much value they place in you and how much you mean to them. Anyone, and I mean anyone, can say, I love you, and talk whispers sweet nothings in your ear. My boots are under your bed and I want them to be there every night thereafter. This is called manipulation 101. Pay attention to how they treat you and know that you would never, ever want to be with someone that treats other people like that. Because how they treat you, or how they treated you, is exactly how they're going to treat their next partner and the next one, and so on and so forth. Okay? It just is what it is. And that is the closure that ultimately you get. The ultimate revenge or the ultimate release is when you stop thinking about them. They're just a fleeting thought in your mind and you don't entertain it. Like a little butterfly that flies in on your shoulder and it flies away. We're not giving up any more energy. We're not giving up any more time. We're not giving any more of our bandwidth towards this individual because they simply don't deserve you. They don't deserve your love. They didn't appreciate your love. They didn't want your love. And we don't cast pearls before swine. Matthew 20:22, I think it is. Beautifully put. Or perhaps it was Jesus himself that said it. I'm not an overly religious person, but that little sermon bit there really has always stayed with me. We don't share who we are with people that don't support us. We do not share who we are with people that can't appreciate us and see value in us. And when we're living in a society where everyone just kind of fucks each other and you never hear from them again, everyone's using each other and abusing each other, and fucking masochism is normalized, where we've got like subs and doms and abuse and kink and all this bullshit, it's all trauma bonding. There is no love in this. It's all just abuse and sadomasochism under the guise of a, fetish or some shit. It is not wholesome. It is not love. And anything that leads with that isn't in the heart and isn't in the mind will not last, because you cannot prolong something that isn't real. And basing a relationship on sexual fantasies and abuse is why most relationships never last. They can't. When we reduce a person to an object, a dildo or a toy or a doll that we play with when we're bored, that is the definition of a narcissist. We remove the person's heart, their mind, their personality, who they are, getting to know them. We've completely reduced a human to something that we just play with and discard. And that's the society that we are now finally heading into as we head into the final chapters of consciousness of the human. But I'm going to go on in another video and explain that. So you will not get narcissist. Do not seek it. Do not engage with it. Understand that you deserve better. And even if they try to come back and they poke you and woof at you and try and talk to you, don't take the bait. It will just be manipulated into another trap with poison barbs on it, because you're going to get the same of what you got before. All right? Know your value. Know your fucking value. And if no one told you have value, you do. Way more than you think. The narcissist wants you to think that you're stupid because they think you are stupid, because they think that they're so fucking smart, and they're not. They're psychotic. All right? So I've put a lot of strong points in this little podcast. I hope that you've enjoyed it. Don't seek closure. You will not get it. How they treat you is the end, period. Case closed. No matter what relationship they have, it will be faulty. It will appear to look good on the outside, and it will be hollow on the inside. Narcissists don't want equals. They want partners that look pretty, that hang on their arm. They want a complete subservient that will let them do whatever they want. And even better if the narcissist can convince their partner to be in an open relationship, so they can now justify that they can go and fuck other people to degrade their partner. Yes, you heard me. To degrade their partner or they're out there fucking other people and then come home to their partner. And of course, the partner is going to be at risk of much higher risk of STIs, sexually transmitted diseases, which break down their immune system, compromise their molecular structure in their body. The narcissist doesn't give a fuck about your body. Okay? All right, I will leave it here. And also another key I want to mention, open relationships or anyone who is in one, it's not a relationship, okay? It is the exclusivity in a relationship that makes it a relationship. Otherwise, you're just friends that are fucking, okay? It's common sense. And that's you can slap whatever label you want to put on it. That's just what it is. Straight up, case closed. It's obvious. All right, love and truth to you. And thank you so much for tuning in. I will be returning in the next couple of weeks with more podcasts, topics, and I will be continuing in the next couple of months to get back on track with my channel, and also continuing to do my 30-question Q&A. I have the questions here written down on a piece of paper. I've got them, and I know you've been waiting, so thank you. Thank you for your patience. I will see you soon in the next podcast. Lots of love. Okay, bye, bye, bye.